How's it going, everybody? Finally have a good day here in Michigan. Masters week, so a lot of us are watching golf. I had to sneak out and do a couple videos. We got a lot of things that we can key in on with the Masters, and I hope you're all watching and not only looking at the long drives, but also looking at the short game. You know, what are they doing around the greens? What are they doing to deal with slopes and water on the adjacent side of the hole? And even those wedges, right? Those 100 to 115-yard wedges that they're hitting, and some of them have too much spin coming off the green, and controlling the spin, controlling the position of those wedges. So pay attention to the full, atmosphere and the full range of things that we have access to during Masters Week, all the extra footage, all the range footage. I'm watching a lot of these guys on the driving range and seeing how they navigate. And some of the things that I want you to notice, everyone has alignment sticks. Everyone has their TrackMan device. Everyone has their golf coach and their caddy, but alignment sticks are something that we all can afford. And when we start talking about golf, it's so important to have your alignment correct. Even from a basketball perspective, if the camera's the rim and I'm aimed that way, I'm not off to a good start if I'm trying to shoot that way, right? And golf is difficult because it's a sideways sport. If we look down our target line here, I got my immediate target, the ball, but my secondary target is, it's perpendicular to how my body is set up, right? So that's a strange thing to sort of deal with and overcome, which is why we see the best players in the world always working on alignment. So the first thing that I want you to think about this spring, when you come out to the golf course, is to have at least one alignment stick, if not have two, okay? And these things are very, very useful. And as I mentioned before, our job, if we have a golf ball here and a target in front of us, we'll use this as our target, that stick there for a second, okay? We want our body to be parallel to that. And that doesn't mean just the feet, okay? Sometimes I'll see people that do have their feet parallel to their target, thinking in terms of train tracks there, okay? And, the feet might be that way. What's up, Elliot? The feet might be that way, but the shoulders might be really, really closed. Or the shoulders, might be really, really open. We get a lot of that, right? And whenever this upper body and lower body aren't working together, that can cause a lot of problems for us. So when it comes to golf, we're thinking of our alignment in terms of train tracks. If I laid my club down sort of as that target line there, we'd want our feet, knees, hips, shoulders all to be parallel. And since we're grabbing the club a little bit lower with that right arm, or that backhand for those lefties, we're gonna create a little bit of natural tilt there, right? We're gonna go from level to natural tilt, okay? But for the alignment purposes, we're thinking train tracks, which you should be able to see from that back view. And the knees, feet, hips, shoulders, all should be parallel, okay? For the purposes that we're talking about. So alignment, alignment, alignment. And that's the first step, the train tracks. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay this thing right down here. Okay, another crucial part of alignment, and we'll focus on the camera in front of here, has to do with our ball position. And, getting set up correctly to start the season, very, very important. So, ball position, a lot of times you'll hear me talk about the box. Grab some more alignment sticks here. And for me, the box represents every golf shot I hit is gonna be between the middle of both of my feet, the tips of my toes here, okay? So what I mean by that is I never want the ball to be outside of that, either in front or outside of it in terms of our backswing. If it is, we have to do something extra to get to it if it's not within the framework of our swing. So from that image there, hopefully you can see that golf ball. I'll bring it out a little further here. And we'll bring it out like this way here. We'll just use this as our line. And I might change this up a little bit, and we'll just keep this in the middle for the time being here, okay? So if I grab a mid iron here, I think this is my 8 or 7, 6 iron, it works for me. Make that sure that's square and that's square. No matter what, when I set up, I do not want that golf ball to get outside of those two toes. So this is kind of a representation of that box. Now with my mid iron, 8 to 6 iron, you know, I might play it in the middle of my stance, okay? Now, doesn't matter where I play it, my hand position should be about the same with every club in my bag, okay? So when I set up, my hands are always sitting sort of, this is the middle of my body, this is my middle thigh. I want every club sort of be in that little region between the middle of my body and that lead thigh, okay? Every club, despite ball position. What we don't want to see is the opposite of that. A lot of times I'll see golfers that will set up this way, where their hands are bad, this right arm will appear straighter, and the hands are behind the golf ball. If we return to the ball that way, we're gonna hit the ground first, and we're not gonna have solid ball contact, okay? So we're imagining that our hands are leading, and that club is gonna have a better contact position there, okay? So even with that same thought, if I play the ball back with this 6 iron, not outside of the ball of my foot, right? My hands are still gonna be in that same position. If I play the ball forward with the same club, I'm still gonna have my hands in the same position. And what you might notice there, like with the driver that we play off of our lead foot, I'll show you that in a second here, what's happening there? We're starting to lose that shaft lean that we have from a neutral position or a back position, okay? So that's sort of one of those reasons why we play those woods forward and the driver forward as well.